Hi, boys and girls. So, this week for writing, we are going to be working on a baby literary essay. Now, a baby literary essay is just a piece that's written about a specific book or text that includes a claim, which is like your opinion or thesis about the book or the character in the book. And then it also supports your claim or opinion with reasons and examples that are from the book. You may, for this week, write about any fiction book that you want, but it does need to be a fiction book. Um, so I would recommend having a book that you have available at home, or maybe finding a book on Epic that you could read, or think about a book that you've read in the past. But you are going to have to pull out reasons to support your opinion. So it definitely wants to be something that you're familiar with, and it does need to be a fiction book. Okay. So, the first steps that you need to take in order to complete your essay this week is one, you need to choose a fiction book. And then the second step is that you need to think about that book and make a claim or think about your opinion about the book, or it could be about a character in the book. So, for example, we've all read because of Winn-Dixie. So, I can make a claim that Opal is very kind-hearted to all people and animals. So, this right here is going to be, I'm going to underline it so you can see that. That is going to be my thesis statement or the claim that I'm making. And I'm going to always be making sure that my examples and reasons that I include in my essay always go back to this statement, okay? Um, it doesn't have to just be about a specific character. You can also think about the book itself. So, for example, you could think about the theme of the book or maybe a lesson from the book. Um, so for example, if you're not writing, if you're reading the book right now, Writing Freedom, our One School, One Book choice, you might think about the theme in the story and how throughout the story the character is just very courageous and has a lot of perseverance. So you might think about saying something like, the book Writing Freedom teaches a lesson about being courageous or having perseverance. And then your supporting details, your paragraphs that you'll write, um, might give examples of what the character does throughout the story to show courage or perseverance. Okay. So, step one, choose your book. Step two, make your claim. And then your next step is to complete your graphic organizer. So all of you have this graphic organizer in Google Classroom. You can also print PDF, and that means that it is available for you to print and then write on it with pencil instead of doing it directly on Google Classroom. However, if you do it this way, please make sure that you do post a picture of it to Seesaw because your teacher will need to see that you have completed it, okay? And this graphic organizer is just going to help us kind of like a pre-write, organize our ideas before we actually start drafting our paragraph. Okay, so right now I'm actually going to walk you through how to complete this graphic organizer. So if you want to take a moment to pause the video and go find the graphic organizer in Google Classroom, I would pause it right now and then just hit play whenever you're ready to go on. So now that you've got your graphic organizer ready to go, I'm going to show you mine here. Your graphic organizer should look like this. You can complete this top part. You're just going to, where it says type here, you're going to click that, delete it, type your name, the book title, and then the author. Now, this paragraph right here, I'm sorry, this box right here is going to be where you type your claim. So once you've thought about the book that you're going to do, think about your opinion and what it is that you want to write about. So I'm going to stick with the Because of Winn-Dixie book, and I'm going to write about Opal. So what you're going to do here is delete all of this. So notice how I just click in the box and I've got this blue box around it. and then I have this blinking figure right there. That means that I can type there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of this text. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to just delete all this text here. Sorry again. Okay, I'm just going to delete it like this. And this is where I'm going to type my claim. And also remember that third grade writers will use complete sentences. So make sure that you have a complete thought, capital letters, and a period. So my claim is going to be Opal is a great friend to many people. That is going to be the idea that I'm going to write about throughout my essay. Okay, now you can add more here, but this, remember, is just kind of to help you to organize your thoughts. You don't have to write your entire essay here. But if you want to add more information here, you can. But I'm just going to go ahead right now and stop there because I know that my claim is there and I'm ready to support it now with examples from the text, okay? So just a quick review. Remember that this is the claim that you are going to make and always be writing about throughout the theme or throughout the text, okay, of your essay. Okay, so next step after I have now my claim is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to think about a reason or an example from the book that supports this claim. So Opal is a great friend to many people. Okay, so I'm going to delete this text and I'm going to think about an example from the book that shows that Opal was a great friend. Okay, well, I remember that in the book, she becomes friends with Gloria Dump, who the other boys thought were a witch or was a witch. But she became friends with her. So I'm going to write about that because that shows an example of her being a great friend. So I'm going to say Opal became a friend with Gloria Dump, even though the boys, you know what, I should say, be more specific and say the Dewberry brothers told her that she was a witch. And of course, we're always going to use complete sentences, which means a period at the end, okay? So that's my first supporting reason. Now, you guys are really great opinion writing writers. So you know that we can't just have one reason, we have to support it with evidence from the text. So I'm going to go down here. Excuse me for a second while I scroll down. Just scroll over to scroll down. And I can go back here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to think about some more evidence from the text to support that idea that she became friends with Gloria Dump. Well, I might say about the part where Gloria tells Opal that um, she likes listening to stories, but she can't read because her eyes weren't too good. So Opal decides to get a book and read it to Gloria, and that wasn't really being a good friend. So Gloria, Gloria doesn't have great eyesight and can't read the words in a book. So Opal goes to the library to get a book to read to her. Opal was being very kind and a good friend to Gloria. Okay. All right, so here I have one reason that shows that Opal was a good friend. Remember, that was my thesis, my claim. And then here I have an example from the text that supports that reason. Okay. And then now over here, you would do the same thing. You would just have to think of a second reason. So I could think about how she became friends with Franny. I could think about how she became friends with Otis. And she was a really good friend to him by making him feel welcome at the party. She also, in the end, became friends with the Dewberry Boys, and I could talk about how they were really unkind or really mean, but in the end, because of her friendship, they kind of turned it around and were very nice. So there's tons of things that I could do to support my idea, my claim that she was a good friend. Okay, so what I'm going to recommend right now is that you pause this video, take some time now to fill out your first reason with evidence. Remember, you're not writing mine. You are coming up with your own about your story, whatever book that you're reading. And then also fill out your second supporting reason with evidence from the text. Okay? So I would take some time right now to pause. And when you're ready for the last step, come on back and hit play. Okay, boys and girls. So now that you have filled out your first reason, your second reason, you are ready to write your conclusion. Remember, all good third grade writers have an introduction paragraph. They have at least 2 paragraphs with reasons and evidence, and then they also need to include a conclusion paragraph. And your conclusion really just restates your claim or your opinion about the character or the book. So you are kind of reminding your reader what it is that you believe. What is your opinion about this? Okay. So you're just going to delete this text and you're going to type in your conclusion here. So also remember that third grade essayists use good transition words. So I might say, in conclusion, it is obvious Opal did because of Winn-Dixie. I'm just going to tell the readers my book that I'm writing about again. So in conclusion, it is obvious that Opal, and because of Winn-Dixie, is a great friend to many people in her life. I might tell them a little bit more. She was lonely at first, but she was kind and was able to make some great friends. And then also remember that we capitalize words like Opal because of Winn-Dixie, and we also need to underline or use italics on this because it is that's right, it's a title. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just go ahead and underline it. Okay. All right. So boys and girls, now you should have your graphic organizer filled out completely with your thesis statement, your 2 reasons with examples from the text, as well as your conclusion paragraph, okay? So once you're done with that, you are going to be ready to actually start drafting your essay. So this is all you need to do for the first day. When you're ready to start drafting your essay, be sure to check out the next video on how to actually write your essay.